So, your kids are probably going to badger you to play Astro's Playroom on your brand new PS5. However, you're probably not so keen to let them get their grubby mitts all over your DualSense controller and covering it in sticky stuff and potentially breaking it. So, that's where PS5 Remote Play comes in on your PS4, which, let's face it, is now your second best console. Once you've opened the PS5 Remote Play app on your PS4, it will guide you through the process of connecting the two via your Wi-Fi connection, and you must make sure the PS5 is turned on and that you've enabled Remote Play in the settings on that console too. Once the two are connected, you'll have full control over the home page on the PS5 via your PS4 controller. So there you go. Your kids can have the PS5 in their room without physically having your shiny new console in there with them. And yeah, so there we go. You can just jump straight into Astro's Playroom. You will be able to obviously benefit from the PS5's fantastically fast load times, despite the fact you're playing it on a last-gen console. By the way, if you haven't got round to playing Astro's Playroom on your PS5 yourself, then you really should. It's not a kid's game. I know it looks a bit cartoony, but it really turns out to be a trip down memory lane for PlayStation history, and you have to collect basically all of the different consoles and peripherals that have been around since the good old PlayStation 1. And you can see there that, you know, this is footage from the PS4. You can still see all the ray tracing effects on the back of the helmet and on the visor there. It still looks fantastic. So if you want to explore any of your settings during gameplay, then press the PS button on the PS4 controller and select Control Center. Then that brings up all of the options along the bottom of the screen, as you can see there. Now you can also go back to the PS5 home screen, but the game will still be running in the background. So press Options on the PS4 controller and then you can select Close Game to solve that problem. Now it's also worth mentioning that your kids will be able to access your installed library via their PS4, so make sure your parental controls are all set up so that they can't access your adult games as well. So yeah, Bugsnax was another game that came free if you're a PS Plus member when you bought the PS5, and I think, you know, again, this one looks childish, and in my opinion it doesn't have the same appeal to adults as Astro's Playroom, but this could be one, when you look at it, that the kids are going to badger you to play as well. And they're going to benefit from the fast load times, the same as Astro. Let's face it, kids get bored, and when you've got a whole minute to wait for a game to load, then, you know, who knows what trouble they're going to get up to. So the fact that you know, these games are much more instantaneous is going to get them into the action straight away. So let's have a look at some of the other options you get when you press the PS button on the PS4 controller. The next one on the list there is Home, and if you select that, it will take you back to the PS5 menu. In this instance, it's the library where we launched the game from. And yes, if you open the Control Center again and just go along there to the next one next to Home, that's our game switcher or app switcher, and it'll bring up a list basically of all of your recent apps or games that you've had open. And it's just a simple way of switching from one to the other. Okay, so the last couple of options when you press the PS button on the PS4 controller are your options to go back to the PS4 homepage or to disconnect the two consoles. If you just select PS4 homepage, they are still going to remain connected. Once you've selected disconnect, it will give you the option to put your PS5 in rest mode or to leave it on. And so that's my solution to keeping your DualSense controller in good condition, whilst at the same time allowing the kids to play all of your new PS5 games on their PS4. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was helpful. And if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.